Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is going to do Naruto Chapter 585 review. This chapter of Naruto, it was pretty much all there for you. It was mainly the fight between, the three individuals. And we are now out of flashback mode, which, again, the thing about it is that the flashback, at one point in this chapter, we see, Kabuto walking down, a snowy road or, a snowy path, or, in the middle of the snow. Just alone by himself, and that was a little flashback right there for you. So this may hint that we may go back to the flashback at some point later on, just to reinforce a statement. There may be a return to the Kabuto flashback, maybe, not too sure. But as of right now, we are back. As of right now, we are out of flashback mode. And the thing is, with this chapter, the fight was it was interesting. So. Yeah, key points, right? So the first key point is going to be the talk between Itachi, Kabuto, and Sasuke, Itachi and Kabuto, where Kabuto states that, he wants to take the Uchiha blood into his spectra, use their DNA, so that the Uchiha can also become a part of Kabuto, and then, or at least their blood. And then he talks about how he envies the Uchiha clan, how they're a famed ninja clan, and all that kind of stuff. And then Itachi responds by saying that, well, the Uchiha is just a name. It's just a name that shows where our roots came from, where our origin is, and then that's pretty much it. Kabuto disagrees, and then he performs his attack, which is key point number 2, Kabuto's assault, which is basically comprised of him, because if you remember, I think it was called the Souma no Jutsu, where Sakon and his brother could fuse together into one body. Well, this is the same thing. Well, basically, Sakon comes out of Kabuto. Sakon transforms into I think his name is, Jiroburo. And then he performs an earth technique, which splits the fire of the Amaterasu, using a fissure. Then he transforms into Kidomaru, and Kidomaru performs a web net. And then this web net attempts to capture Sasuke and Itachi, but then they counter by using Amaterasu flames. Some of the web gets on the back of the wall, so they can't escape. Then Kidomaru transforms into Kimimaru. Kimimaru performs a forest of bones. And then they counter with Susanoo. Itachi Susanoo cuts the bones, while Sasuke Susanoo cuts the web behind him. And then they blitz further back. And then, as they're in Susanoo, what happens is that Kimimaru transforms into Taiga, and then Taiga performs a genjutsu using sound. And then now Itachi and Sasuke are in genjutsu. And then Taiga transforms into Orochimaru. And I'm like, that was kind of cool, because Orochimaru, again, is one of my favorite characters in the series. So, he wasn't back, okay? It's just that, we see, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically, it's the weird transformation combination that wind up being Orochimaru, in a sense, the white snake form. And what happens here is basically there's another conversation, which kind of threw me off, because I'm like, okay, well, Sasuke and Itachi are in genjutsu, and normally when a ninja is in genjutsu, they won't have a conversation with the person who is casting the genjutsu normally, because their surroundings itself is the genjutsu, so it was kind of weird. It really was kind of weird for me. But then again, of course, this could all be explained because they're the Uchiha. Uchiha. Oh, that's all you gotta say, Uchiha. So, that was it right there. And then the conversation was basically Itachi saying how you shouldn't copy Orochimaru, because if you copy Orochimaru, then you're bound to fail. Because you're gonna have no legitimate reason for promoting your own existence, for promoting your own unique existence, and then and basically it's like living in someone's shadow for the rest of your life, which Kabuto did. Kabuto idolizes Orochimaru. He wanted to be Orochimaru. He quote unquote became Orochimaru, and then he surpassed Orochimaru. His whole entire foundation is Orochimaru, and Instead of making a name for himself, instead of him becoming unique in his own aspect, in his own right, he became Orochimaru. So if Orochimaru was never there in the first place, then Kabuto's existence would never be there in the first place either. So, you know, that whole entire spectrum right there. And then Kabuto, you know, doesn't really care. Then he attacks. No, and then Orochimaru, quote-unquote Orochimaru, comes out of, like, Kabuto in White Snake form, lunges after Itachi, and right here is pretty cool, where Itachi and Sasuke, they do genjutsus on themselves. And then Itachi hops in a Sasuke's genjutsu, while Sasuke hops in the Itachi's genjutsu, which in my opinion was like the coolest part, because I'm like, that's kind of cool right there. And so they break out the genjutsus, they style Orochimaru's White Snake form, and then finally, I was like, oh shit, here it comes. Because Itachi's like, I'm preparing for Izanami. I'm like, oh shit, Izanami, here we go. Here we go, Itachi. Alright, bring it. Bring it, let me see. And then all of a sudden what happens? No. Kabuto comes out of the White Snake form, straight cuts. He's like, yeah. And the chapter right there. I was like, oh shit, you know. And, I mean, that's in the chapter. And in my thoughts, the talking could have been left out, but overall, it was good. Overall, it was a good chapter because the fight was good. In my opinion, the fight was good. Him bringing back Sakon, Jirobo, Taya, Kidomaru, Kimimaru, and then we're not bringing them back, but like they came out and like did like one-shot moves, and that was kind of cool right there. Orochimaru coming out for like a split second and like turning into like the White Snake form just to lunge at Itachi. The moment when they did the whole entire the genjutsus, and you know that's kind of cool right there. The one thing I will say is that Kabuto, in my opinion, missed an opportunity. When he came out of the White Snake, he could have easily taken his kunai that had the seal and plunged it right into Itachi's head, and thus putting Itachi underneath the control of Kabuto once again. But instead, he comes out, just straight slashes. I mean, it was cool, but I'm like, you could have, like, taken that kunai you had and straight plunged it into, like, Itachi's skull, and thus taking control of Itachi once again. But now that he's done cutting him, if Kabuto is going to turn around, Sasuke's going to be, like, on his ass at this point. So, you know, he missed his opportunity. But yeah, ultimately speaking, it was a good fight. Well, like, this was a good section in the fight. So, yeah, not bad. No real theories, no real, you know, plots, no real nothing, alright? I mean, it's right there for you. So I'll see you guys later. King of Lightning, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.